access to the brands, helping their businesses with a tool specifically for them, protect margin protection. I mean, there's so many ways we're helping the stores, but the challenges are still there. I guess bottom line is, how do we help the stores? With inflation, prices coming out, majority of the stores that we help have increased their sales. So I started a startup called Sari Software Solutions. It was a social impact startup, and working in that space, a social enterprise space. Somebody once told me it was like running a marathon and shooting yourself in both feet, because you've got two bottom lines, right? Your KPIs for social impact and keeping the lights on and scaling. So that has always been my passion, like making sari-sari stores geekier, right? Making a sci-fi futuristic sari-sari store. So me and my friends, being Dan and Hubert Yap, we set up another company called Packworks, and we focused on creating enterprise solutions for some of the biggest companies in the Philippines. At the same time, our CSR was my passion, right? Hubert and Bing is also a rider. So we would ride, every time we ride, we hang out in sari-sari stores, we talk to. We're entrepreneurs also, so we can relate. Now we know their challenges. So when we set up this new company called Packworks, we knew that we wanted to give back. And we had created this complete tech stack that integrates with SAP, NetSuite, that had everything a massive conglomerate would need. So we streamlined that, and we made simple apps. Not simple. It's very, very difficult to create simple, right? It's very difficult, but we streamlined it and we focused on the needs of the sari-sari store. So yeah, pre-pandemic, it was our CSR. We were helping around 5,000 sari-sari stores with our app. The biggest challenge, so as an entrepreneur, you want to create solutions, right? You want to add value to your customer. The biggest challenge is really not understanding who your customer is. And because I've spent so much time helping digitize communities, helping bring communities who are off-grid, on-grid. And Hubert is, my other co-founder, is a FMCG sari-sari store vet, right? He's worked with some of the biggest brands in the Philippines that cater to sari-sari stores. The biggest challenge was really having that deep understanding of what the problems our market faced. And that overcoming that challenge is really decades of working in these places, right? And in our different fields. So what we have it isn't just an app. So it's an ecosystem, it's a platform, right? Of different solutions. Because again, we had a deep tech stack of all sorts of different solutions. And going back to knowing your customer, our primary customer is the sari-sari store. But there are many types of sari-sari stores. The agri sari-sari store, you've got the sari-sari store na karinderya, you have the professional sari-sari store that day in, day out, they're open breakfast until late at night. And then you also have the sari-sari store that just needs to make a sale para to subsidize her pantry, right? Para pag nakabenta na tayo, at least libre na yung sardinas o may pang commute na yung anak ko sa school. So for the sari-sari stores, we actually have multiple solutions. For the Super Sari store, the professional sari-sari store, one that's been around for quite a while, and they grew from a small sari-sari store to this bigger one. We have a almost full ERP solution, right? We have inventory management. We have dashboards that tell them how well they're doing. We have a CRM that they implement their own loyalty cards, because there are sukis that are small sari-sari stores or individuals that go to them. So it's talaga complete stack. The successful sari-sari stores have even local delivery. So they will have either the husband maybe, or will be delivering and taking orders from the community, or maybe have a motorcycle or a pedicab, but they have the ability to serve their community. So for them, we have a complete business solution. For the small sari-sari store, or the sari-sari store, we have other functionality. One is, because we've empowered the Super Sari store with a loyalty promo system. Think about it like Smack or but just for that store. The sari-sari store can now avail of promos from the Super Sari-Sari store. They can order on that platform. They can get deliveries. For the big brands, they've never seen this data before. And this is why during the pandemic, when grocery stores were closed or people couldn't go to them, they were buying from sari-sari stores. We were one of the few people that were able to provide data on how well their products were doing, how well and versus their competition, or whether it was in stock or out of stock in these small stores. So we provide access and aggregated information on how well their products are doing for these big brands. And that's how we make money. Market insight, precision marketing on a sari-sari store level, right? And overall category information on how well they're doing. They've never had this kind of actionable, near real-time data before. We have ridiculous amounts of data. That's a byproduct of the value we add, right? That's something that we're still figuring out, and we're monetizing with Sari IQ, which is a data product. So we looked at Sari IQ, and we saw that the prices for certain categories, key categories, I think it was canned meats at that time, PSA said that the inflation rate was at around 11.2%. But when you go down to the sari-sari store level, where majority of Filipinos get their goods, it had increased to 15.2%. So you're looking at a 4.4% impact earlier this year on the cost of goods. And that's painful. Fast forward back then, I think the other challenge that sari-sari stores faced was the fact that prices were fluctuating so much, right? There are a lot of things that contribute to the price fluctuations of sari-sari stores. Back in maybe a couple of years ago, it was sugar, the cost of sugar, what impacted them. And now because of the price fluctuations, can you imagine a small store with 200 SKUs? And at that time, like every week or twice a week, nagbabago yung presyo. They source these products from multiple suppliers. So it's so incredibly difficult for them to know if they're making money, how much should they add, and they're doing this analog. So how do we help? So access to the brands, helping their businesses with a tool specifically for them, protect margin protection. I mean, there's so many ways we're helping the stores, but the challenges are still there. I guess bottom line is, how do we help the stores? With inflation, prices coming out, majority of the stores that we help have increased their sales. They're doing better with the app than without it. And that is outpacing inflation. And I guess that's the most we can do at this point in time, right? So this is the big dream. Big dream, I want to make the sari-sari store into a telco. Because I know where signal is weak. And they can be providing this service to their communities, right? Affordable internet. That would be cool. And we're talking to like the satellite telco guys already, but it's a dream. This is, the only way you can build it is if you dream it first, right? The second is, what if we could make the sari-sari store a hub for information and access? But if somebody can walk to work, or it's only a 15-minute commute, quality of life increases. What if that sari-sari store could be the job placement hub? What if the sari-sari store could be your dark warehouse? We're in, you know what, I want a Coke Zero and some chichirya, some Skyflakes. In 15 minutes, I could get the sari-sari store. It could be a dark warehouse. There's so many things once you get them connected and you provide value. But immediately, our goal is to lower the cost of money. Because we know how well these stores are doing, some of these stores, they'll sell out in the morning. They'll buy 1,000 pesos worth of product, right? Probably na kopi ko, yung mga ganon. Pag nabenta na yon, they'll commute back to our Super Sari store and buy another 1,500 pesos worth of products because they don't have enough to buy products for the whole day. And they've been doing this for years, day in, day out. So what if I gave this person $4,000, right? They save time, they save money. And I know because of the history of their transactions with us that they're professional, they're good for it. They just don't have access to this. But I give them $4,000 through the superstore. And it's not cash, right? It's through the products that we know they sell. So you protect, so these are little tactical things that we can do to make transactions more frictionless and allow them to grow their business more. So our next stage is really rolling out these kinds of radical but data-driven financial products that help with these sari-sari stores. There are sari-sari stores all over the world. And we're working with some of with multinationals, right? And we've proven that we can provide value. So I think maybe it's not just dreaming. This is something that we could bring to other countries and help sari-sari stores and nanays there. These are countries that have a per capita income that is probably lower than the Philippines. We're looking at maybe $3,000 and below. We're looking at countries in the region. Once we've built our beachhead and we're providing tremendous value here in the Philippines, I think that we can do the same for other nanaypreneurs around the world.